This is the SOLIX F3800 portable power station from Anker. It looks pretty massive at first glance, and honestly, when I first unboxed it, I was a little intimidated by its size and weight. It stands tall, a black, modern-looking box with a sturdy build and a sleek design. The wheels on the bottom and the strong handles really set the tone that this thing is made to be moved around, even though it's definitely not lightweight. Just picking it up or wheeling it into place gives you a sense of its solid construction. From my experience, setting up the SOLIX F3800 was both exciting and a bit daunting. The initial impression is that it's a serious piece of hardware, meant for people who want real dependable backup power. I had some doubts at first about how much I'd actually use it, or if it would really deliver what it promises, especially since there are so many similar products out there now. But after a few power outages hit my house, and as I tested it with all kinds of appliances, those doubts started to fade. Let's talk a little about how it feels and looks. The design is pretty straightforward. You've got this big vertical shape, almost like one of those portable ASIC units, but stronger, heavier, and way more high-tech. It feels sturdy, like it'll last for years. Anker definitely paid attention to details that make life easier, such as those big wheels on the bottom. That makes moving the unit much easier for someone like me, who doesn't have a ton of upper body strength. The handles are thick and reliable. I'd still call it a two-person job to lift this upstairs or get it into a truck, though. It weighs over 140 pounds, and you really feel it. The front panel is clean, intuitive, and full of ports. Standard outlets, some high-voltage ones for heavier appliances, and lots of USB-C and USB-A ports for devices like phones, tablets, and laptops. Anyone new to this kind of power station might get lost in all the numbers and terms. So just for a quick explanation, 3840 kWh capacity basically means it stores enough energy to keep bigger household appliances and electronics running for a good while. The 6,000 Watt output is about how much power it can push out at once. Think running your microwave, fridge, and maybe even a heater all at the same time. And it lets you connect solar panels or a traditional generator if you want to keep things charged up off-grid. What surprised me most is how smoothly the SOLIX F3800 runs. Once I had it charged up, which by the way was much faster than I expected, this thing refuels way quicker than my old portable battery with its fast charging system. I started plugging things in to really push what it could handle. Running my kitchen appliances, charging my laptop and phone, and even powering a portable heater, all at once, didn't even make it sweat. The onboard display updates in real time, giving information on output, input, and battery percentage, so I always knew what was happening. There's even an app you can use to remotely control or monitor the station, which is super handy if you set it up in a garage or outside and want to keep an eye on things from your phone. One point I do want to mention, especially for those who are new to these kinds of products, the unit is heavy. If you're planning to use this for camping, long trips, or need to move it around often, take that into consideration. I had to ask someone to help me get it up a step, but once it's in place, those wheels make it much more manageable. I found it perfect for home backup where it can just stay in a corner or a utility closet and be rolled out when needed. Let me get into what I found most impressive. The key feature for me is its raw power. I was able to hook up 4 high-draw devices, an air fryer, an electric kettle, a heater, and a fan, all at once, and the station handled it without a hitch. The display showed wattage readings jumping almost to the full 6,000 watts, but never missed a beat. A lot of other power stations I've tried before would either trip, beep, or just shut down when pushed this far, but the SOLIX F3800 just kept going. There's also overload protection built in, so my devices and the power station stay safe. The fast charging is another standout point. I managed to get from almost empty to about 80% full in under 3 hours, which is super convenient. That means less downtime waiting for it to recharge during outages or prepping before a trip. And if you're into solar setups, you could hook up panels directly for a greener option, though I noticed that to get the fastest rates you should use compatible Anker panels. Otherwise, the input caps out at 60 volts, which might be limiting for some off-grid enthusiasts. Another thing I appreciate is expandability. If one battery isn't enough, say you have a big house or lots of devices, you can stack more units or batteries right on top and connect them, increasing your power storage a ton. That's future-proofing, which is awesome for anyone with expanding needs. In my opinion, the SOLIX F3800 is perfect for anyone looking for a reliable backup solution at home, people with RVs who want lots of power on the road, or those who need to run several big appliances at once without worrying about tripping a circuit. I found it also useful during emergencies. Just knowing that I have several hours or even days of backup electricity goes a long way. It's also surprisingly quiet. Unlike gas generators, you barely hear anything while it's running, which lets you keep it inside or close to living spaces without annoyance. There are a few things that could be better, and I want to be real here. Its weight means it isn't as portable as some smaller power banks. Moving it upstairs or loading it into a vehicle definitely takes effort. The initial setup might be a little tricky if you're new to solar integration or aren't super tech savvy. The manual helps, but be ready to spend some time learning the system, especially with all the advanced features. Another thing is price. This is not a budget item, though honestly, after using it for several months, I think the peace of mind and raw performance justifies the cost if you really need reliable power. I'd recommend this for anyone with a house who deals with power outages, or who wants emergency prep, or has an RV or work site where stable, high-output power is essential. It's also handy for outdoor events or jobs that need to keep heavy-duty tools running, as long as you don't mind lugging it into place. If you live in a small apartment or don't have a real need for mobile high-capacity power, it's probably overkill for you. In conclusion, the SOLIX F3800 portable power station by Anker is tough, smart, and incredibly capable as a backup or portable power solution. Its best quality for me is pure reliability. Every time I turned to it during a blackout or prepping for a weekend trip, it worked exactly as advertised. And with the added expandability and fast charging features, I feel future-proofed for whatever comes my way. This isn't the smallest or cheapest station out there, but in my opinion, it takes all the pressure off when you really need electricity and don't want to think twice about it. If you found my quick review helpful or want to see more real-world tests, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a comment if you have any questions or want to share your own experience. Thank you for watching.